Well, hello, my fellow adventurers. Welcome back to Living the Grand Adventure. I'm Kevin. Alex is with me today, and we are taking a cold weather trip down here. We're at East Fork State Park again. Probably would have been somewhere else except for the rise in the pandemic again. We actually have canceled 3 trips over the last 3 weeks that we had planned on taking, at least 2 of those, and just haven't been able to do anything. We came up a Friday about 3 weeks ago, and Jenny had been at work the previous week for a couple of days. She had to go in and get some IT work done on her computer, and she had a couple of things she needed to do from the site. And come to find out, the previous 3 days before that, a gentleman had been sitting at her desk, and she didn't know it, and he actually came back and had tested positive for COVID. So of course, we had a panic. I was actually scheduled to go out that following Saturday. I was planning on doing like a 5-night trip, and having possibly been exposed to COVID, I canceled that trip. We quarantined over the weekend, and Monday went and got tested, and it took 3 days for the test to come back. So we didn't actually find out till Thursday morning, both negative. So that's a plus. But I actually had that trip scheduled there, and then I had another trip that particular weekend after that was supposed to be happening. I had to cancel that one just because of the time frame and how everything fell out with the testing and such. So yeah, basically I've had to push a lot of trips off due to the pandemic once again. And now we're here at East Fork after about 3 days of rain, which it hadn't rained up until now. But East Fork is a nice place, and we decided, Alex is on Thanksgiving break right now, but we're actually going to come in here. We're doing some cold camping. Got 2 nights right before Thanksgiving. Today's Monday, November 23rd, and we're going to head home on Wednesday, the 25th. Alex, deer. Got 2 deer right over there. Oh, here goes another one. So 3.
Oh man, that was right beside us. That one was so tiny. I didn't even see it at first.
So just come into the trail and already seen 3 deer. This could be fun. I'm happy we're actually out here these 2 days here. This should be fun. Should be really dry today. Just kind of cool tonight. It's supposed to be probably where we're going to be camping. We'll probably see mid-20s, I'm figuring, before morning. And tomorrow, it's supposed to be a little bit warmer, but they are calling for a hair bit of rain in the afternoon. Clear tomorrow night, and by the time we get up and get ready to head out, we'll be in the rain, definitely. It's like a 90% chance all day Wednesday up until about 8-9 o'clock at night. So we'll definitely be home by then. But we've got some rain gear and stuff. We're prepared. We do have some new toys to play with. You'll see them. I got a new bushcraft knife. I have a new axe, a new coffee maker, number of things that we're going to try out and have fun with, and probably enjoy this trip. Just getting out here. We haven't been out for about 6 weeks due to certain things, as I've mentioned already. Really pretty today. Trail is damp, but only a little bit of mud there at the very beginning, which even in dry weather it seems to be kind of muddy through there. But it's roughly 1:30 right now, and we're on trail, and the sun goes down probably about, I'll have to look at it and make sure, I think it's about 20 after 5, so we're less than 4 hours to get wood and stuff and get set up. We both have 30-degree sleeping bags with our thermals. Both of us have, I think yours are weighted at 15, and mine is weighted at 10. So those thermals should definitely keep us warm. I know last year when I came in and did my birthday trip back in January, I mentioned this church over here. And it's kind of neat. I was actually online I don't know if it was last night, I think it was the night before actually. And what I was doing, I was trying to research different trails here in the park, trying to find somewhere different to go. And I happened to see a little bit of information about this church. And I'm not for sure, I can't remember exactly the year it was built. It was either 1865 or 1869, something along that line, but it's a very old church. I'll put the year up on the screen if it's not 1869, because I think that's what it said. But yeah, so it's a very old church, built literally right after the Civil War, during that Reconstruction period. And I think that's kind of neat. So it has a cemetery associated with it, so I'm sure there's some very old grave markers over there. Be kind of neat to go explore sometime when we're down here. Thought about trying to do that Wednesday, just kind of walking over and taking a look at it, but unfortunately with the rain, I'm probably not going to worry about that. Yeah, trail's muddy in spots, but nothing we can't handle. We've seen a lot worse.
Anyone remember Wildcat when Paige stuck her little foot in a puddle?
Exactly. Still some green on the trees. Really didn't expect to see that, but we have only had like 2 nights where it got below freezing. So won't be long that they'll be completely bare. Making our way beside this creek. You've seen this before on the channel as well. In fact, my first campsite of my birthday trip should be right up here. And that's kind of cool. Revisiting the area. I think our first order of business once we get to where we're going to camp is to try to find some good dry wood. That way we can get a fire going good tonight. Probably between 5:30 and 6 and just stay warm beside it. If you guys notice, I do have my winter pack on this time. Had to kind of adjust a few things where we're both carrying a little bit extra stuff, extra clothes and the heavier sleeping bags. So yeah, I'm rocking my Teton Sports Grand 5500. It's expandable out to 90 liters. I don't have nowhere near that much in here. It's what Shane got me for Father's Day last year. And I carried that all last year, and then I upgraded. Can't really say upgraded, I just wanted a lighter summer pack. And that's what Alex is carrying, the pack I've used this past summer. And I'm letting her try that out this trip to see if she would like it. And we may be upgrading her to one of those. Yeah, right here's where I camped for my birthday, first night. It's a nice little spot right here. But I'm trying to go over to that one over there. But yeah, so she's trying out that pack that I used this past summer and going to see what she thinks about it. It is the large size. It comes in 3 different sizes: small, medium, large, of course. And it's strapped down as tight as it will go for her. So she's trying it out, see what she thinks. I figure this is a good little trip to try it out. I mean, you don't want to go long distances with a pack that may not fit perfectly. They made a new trail right there. But you don't want to go distances with a pack that may not fit you. So I figure, we're doing mile in, mile back out at the most, probably. And she could try out this pack. And if she likes it, maybe before spring comes in next year, go ahead and get her probably the medium size pack. If we do that, she should be in pretty good shape next year to start lightening her load. To be honest, most trips, if we're not hammock camping, she'll probably be sub 10 pounds. If nothing happens, then I can grab a hold of the 2 or 3 pieces of equipment I want to get her, so she's lighter and faster on our feet as well.
If you get me below 10 pounds, man, I'll be trail running.
Yeah, I mean, you should be below, I'm thinking, between 9 and 11 pounds. And I'm going to try to get myself down to about 12. If I can get a little bit lighter, cool. If not, that's fine. Because 12 pounds with food and water, I'm still sub 20. So that's what we're looking to try to do this winter. Is just get our equipment for summer lightweight. Because hopefully the world will open back up and we'll be able to go do some stuff.
Sure.
Right now it's kind of limited. That's why we've been in Ohio the entire year. We've had good trips, but there are certain things I had planned on doing this year that just is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Ooh, the water's a little bit deeper because normally you can go right straight across here. So I guess we'll go over down to the creek, guys. I'm going to try to get across this without getting wet. Really don't want to get wet with the temperature supposed to be 30 degrees tonight.
Yeah, that don't sound good.
Oh no. Should have a decent path, I would think. Might just go this way. Yep. Creek's a little bit higher right now than it normally is. Like I said, we've had, for the first time since probably about first week of September, 3 sustained days of rain here recently. So Alex is slowly making it. Yeah, I'll just come straight across there. Yeah.
I forgot my trekking poles at home.
Oh, I didn't even use mine coming in.
I didn't see any points when we were walking about.
Yeah, like right there and then, yeah, right there. Good. There we go.
Alright.
So,
Take a long time on those because I don't want to fall and like ruin everything.
and this is the trail up to this campsite. Never stayed at this one. So, kind of interesting, at least be able to stay somewhere new, kinda. Hey, there's a nice little log for you to sit on, Alex. Hey, we got a little bit of wood here too. That's cool. It's a good start. I'm sure we'll be able to find wood up in there from downfall from these everything.
Wait, is this where we're staying?
Yeah.
Wow. That took us like 10 minutes on trail.
So we're gonna get these packs off and probably start getting some wood, getting things set up, get the tent up, and then we'll just be in for the night. Ground feels pretty dry right here. See if we can check for some widowmakers, make sure we don't have anything fall on our head in the night.
Oh, I would love to comment. My hair is a lovely shade of blondish pink because I dyed it red for Halloween and it looks great right now.
Yeah, Halloween was fun, guys, too. We had a pretty good Halloween. this is one of my new toys, like I was telling you about. Got a new axe. It's really technically a hatchet. It's Husqvarna. They call it online, they list it as a 13-inch hatchet. Really, from here to here is actually 15 inches. So, be trying this out this trip. So far, it's doing a pretty good job. I put a small edge on it at the house. I didn't want to get it too sharp because I wanted to kind of test it factory. It's doing pretty good. It definitely could use a good sharpening. So I'll probably take it home and hit it up with a grindstone a little bit and whetstone it. But right now, it's doing pretty good with this wood. It's actually got quite a bit split up already, so we're having a pretty good time, guys. Love my new toy here. Like I said, I have a couple other things we're going to check out while we're here too, guys. It's about 15 to 4. If you notice, the sun is starting to go down. We've got about 20 degrees left in the air. Trying to beat dark, but we do have quite a bit of wood actually kind of processed. This is all split. This is a little bit more wet split, but I figure it was here. I chopped it up real good, and we've got sticks, small sticks. You know, the normal fare. We'll get some shavings here in a minute. Alex did go down and take our knock bladder here, get about 2 liters in that. I'm gonna take the beef free down here in a minute and get a liter of water in that. We'll be good for water for the night. Just make sure we got to filter it all up before we go to bed, because it being as cool as it's going to get tonight, we do need to make sure our filters are inside the tent, inside our sleeping bags, so they don't freeze, because if they freeze, of course, the filters become ruined. Alex is working on the tent. She wanted to try to set it up by herself, which, you know, no problem. She knows how to do it. You'll be fine. But yeah, it's been a pretty good evening so far. Like I said, we've been here just about 3 hours. Got quite a bit of wood. We did have to traipse quite a distance to find wood. That seems to be a problem in this area. I experienced that when I camped just over there for my birthday. This area is pretty picked over. Now we're at this campsite, which, you know, the creek's right here, it comes up. Right there's the trail and this campsite. And we did notice, as we were looking for wood, someone has come in. This is new as far as I know. I mean, it's been here like probably about a year. But there's also another little camp area right here. And I think that's kind of neat. You've got these two right here kind of together. You know, just enough that you can kind of keep away from each other, but still kind of cool. And I did kind of spot there may possibly be one up in there, because there's a trail that leads out that direction. And it's kind of funny. Site 1 is right over there, across that hill. Probably have time tomorrow. I might walk up and show you how close it actually is to this area. Even though trail wise it's still about 3/10 of a mile away. It's kind of funny. Alex, put the clasp on first before you do that. That way there's not so much weight on that pole. Yeah, no problem. You're learning. But Alex used her axe now. It's the Eastwig axe that I've been having, and she did a little bit of chopping up some wood. I've got to teach her how to split wood, but where we were in a little bit later today, I just wanted to get it done, get as much done as possible. Tomorrow is going to be a learning day for her. We're going to do a lot of bushcraft. I may even build a couple little things right here just to have fun, if I could find enough deadfall. Because being in a state park, I'm not going to cut trees down. You get caught doing that, it's a big fine. And really, honestly, you know, if you're in the backcountry, it's fine. But here, there isn't as much growth as you know, like being in the backcountry so much. So I'm not going to do that here. But yeah, it's a nice evening. No wind right now. It was a little breezy when we first got here, and that made it kind of cool. But it seems to have the breezes kind of wore off, and I won't say it's warmed up, but because the breeze isn't blowing, we don't feel it as much. We have yet to have lunch, so I think once I get this wood set up and finished, I'm gonna pull out either just a snack to hold me over to dinner, or I may even go ahead and cook my lunch for the day. No big deal. And we'll just have if we do that, we'll probably just have a little bit later dinner, maybe 8, 9 o'clock even. And yeah, it'll stretch. It's fine. It's made to do that. She's worried about breaking the tent. Actually, I'll show you why she's kind of worried about it. Now, this was just an accident. We were camping at vacation, which I haven't got that video up for you guys yet, but you'll see it before long. And I actually come out of the tent because Jenny and I stayed in this tent here in the Monger, and I slipped because it had been raining, and right here it busted the tip of this little pole right here, which you could buy replacements for this, and you can also buy a little sheath that goes around it that'll keep it from breaking. That's twisted, that's why that was so hard to put in.
Oh, what? Do I have to move it?
I would.
Oh.
But so that's why she's being a little bit careful there. I went to step out of the tent like the second day we were there, or maybe even the third morning. It was like I was getting up and the ground was wet because it had been raining, and I just hit leaves and slid, and when I did, I kind of fell back onto the tent. It popped that right there. So
that was a lot easier once I
yeah,
that was spooky. I was afraid I was gonna break it.
But you know, right now it's still working for us. It'll be fine. I'm on this side. I know to be cautious of that, and you know, to get out without slipping on it.
I'm lucky I'm on the other side.
Yeah, so we should be good to go. And we checked for widowmakers. Nothing above us I could tell is dead. These all look pretty healthy. I mean, they even have some leaves still on them, like the brown leaves. This is about the only branch I was kind of worried about, but I've watched it blow in the wind, and I think it's going to be fine. So,
are you supposed to put these on the same thing as this one? As the same as the ground mat?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they all share that. Half the time I don't even do that. But you can. I mean, that's fine. It'll make it better if it does rain on us Tuesday night like it's supposed to. But yeah, let me finish this wood up. 10 will be up probably by the time I do that, because Alex is knocking it out. We can get our air mattresses in there, get our sleep bags in there, and be good to go. And then, like I said, I'm going to plop down and get me a bite to eat. I did take this little seat right here. I'll show you this too. I kind of try to flatten it out, because this is where Alex is going to be sitting. She's got her Thermarest sit pad. So, you know, when it's flat versus rounded, it's more comfortable. So I try to flatten it out a little bit. I may go back at it a little bit more with Max and get it even flatter. But that way she's comfortable. I am trying out my chair again, the one I carried at Archer's Fork. I figured, you know, we had a short hike in, I could carry it this trip. I'm going to try it out, see what I think. Last time I took it out, I really didn't care for it because it's so low to the ground and it kept sinking into the ground. So I'm going to try a few things with it and see if I can get it to work, because I really would like for it to work for me. Go ahead and show you. I have a new little bushcraft knife. I'm going to give that a shot to get some shavings here in a moment. It's about 5 o'clock. We are set up. Got our tent with our sleep stuff in there. You know, our sleeping bags, air mattresses, everything's set up in there. Got the fire ready to go. Alex is just sitting there relaxing. I did go ahead and put up a rain fly over here, if you notice. Basically just to give us a spot if it would happen to rain anytime we're here, to kind of crawl up under here and keep dry. And plus, if we have any wood, we want to scoot it under here and keep it dry as well. We're not expecting rain tonight though, so I'm not stressing that so much. It is cloudy out to the west, so it's going to get dark a little bit faster than we were hoping. Checked the temperature on my watch just a second ago. It's already 38 degrees, and so we're going to see some cool temperatures tonight. Kind of looking forward to that, but it's going to be interesting. This is Alex's first trip out in the cooler weather like this. We do have a half moon that's actually up about 30 degrees in the sky, so we'll be able to see that most of the night that we're up. And we'll go to bed. It'll probably still be up, I'm sure. So that's going to be kind of cool, as long as it doesn't cloud over. The clouds look like they're moving more towards the north, so I don't know if we're going to get a full cloud cover or not. I hope not. I'd like to keep that moon kind of illuminated above us tonight. But we'll see what happens, guys. But I think we're going to sit down, relax for a few minutes, get us a bite to eat, and probably get this fire going here in about an hour or so. That way we can stay warm. And of course, once we run out of wood, we'll hit the tent and just curl up in our sleeping bags and kind of chill out in there, maybe watch a little bit of TV or something. We'll see how the night goes, how things play out. So I got it set up, heating me up 2 cups of water here, doing some broccoli and cheese soup. It's a Bear Mountain. It's really good. Probably could actually use a little bit more than 2 cups, but I'm just going to go ahead and do just the 2 cups. We'll see how it turns out. And this is one of my other little toys I got. It's a coffee drip. You put your coffee in here, and it just sits around the cup, like 3 different spaces. And yeah, put your coffee down there, and you pour the coffee on here, and it drips down in, and you know, it tastes really good. It's a GSI product. It's really cool. Got it off Amazon for like, what, 11 bucks, I think? I think it was 11 bucks is what I paid for it. Max was like, I don't know.
Yeah, you can see our breath when we talk. It's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Sun will be down shortly. Actually, to be honest, I believe it's actually already down, like as far as going across the horizon, and it's going to start getting dark. And it has clouded up. It's kind of hazy. The moon is still out right out here, but it is starting to get covered up with some clouds. I don't know how hazy it's going to get or how cloudy it'll get. I'm hoping it won't be too bad. We'll see. But we're set up for the night and we're good. I'm just starving right now. I'm really, really hungry. As soon as this water gets boiled up, I'm going to get my soup made, get it down my cook patch, let it rehydrate, because it does have little pieces of broccoli in it and like some cheese chunks, and I don't know, just like little things that need to kind of hydrate for a few minutes. But I'm gonna do that, drink my cup of coffee. That coffee should help warm me up, and probably won't be long. I'll go ahead. I do have my thermal shirt on, and I have my long sleeve shirt here, and of course my short sleeve shirt. So I have all my shirts on. I still have my puffy jacket I could put on here in a little bit, and I do have my thermal pants with some very thick, I'm not sure where they went, very thick wool socks that I'm gonna put on. I may even put them directly over these socks. I haven't decided. Probably not, because they're very thick, but we'll do that, and then we'll get the fire going here in just a few minutes. We're both kind of, you know, Alex is snacking right now. She's going to eat probably in the next couple hours, actually have some type of dinner. I'm eating the broccoli and cheese soup now, and I have some Chinese noodles that I'm probably going to heat up for later. I'm probably going to eat both of them tonight and just kind of stock up on some calories, because I'm pretty hungry. But like I said, it kind of neat the way we've got the site set up, and we should have a pretty good day tomorrow. Pretty good night tonight, I would think. It's going to get chilly, but I think we'll be fine.
As you said, with your clothes that you have extra, I have my thermal shirt and an old thermal shirt that I used to wear that isn't as good, but it still works really well, that I could still put on my top half, which would have me with 5 layers on my top half.
Well,
I have pants, and I have another pair of socks to go over these ones that I have on. So I am set. I don't got any issues happening right now.
yeah, I didn't want her to have to worry about hypothermia or getting cold at all. Tomorrow won't be nowhere near as bad. Like I said, I mean, I think that low is supposed to be in the mid 40s, low 40s. That's comfortable weather. I mean, you know, it's just going to get chilly tonight. And Alex did want to come out and try a little bit of cold weather camping. She's never really been out this cold of weather, so it's kind of cool. I'm hoping she likes it and enjoys it, because we'll be wanting to do plane going by. Probably coming out of Cincinnati. But anyway, we're hoping to do a few more trips. But my water is actually just about warmed up here. I'm gonna have to actually do another little bit of water for my coffee, because it'll take all that water there to do my broccoli and cheese soup. But that's perfectly fine. Don't mind heating up another 6-8 ounces real quick for my coffee. And if you notice, I did bring out my kuksa, guys. Haven't had that out for a while. I thought, you know, I've got the extra space. Don't mind carrying a little bit extra weight where we didn't have to hike so far. So I brought my kuksa. Let's get some dinner, guys. 6:15 here. Went ahead and got me a bite to eat. I did some broccoli and cheese soup like I told you. That was really good. Got me a cup of coffee. Got warm, feeling nice. Got all my layers on right now. Did go ahead and get my Catadine B-free filter in my jacket here. It's inside one of my inside pockets. Got my batteries on the other side, so they'll hopefully stay better charged. I've already had one GoPro battery die. It's a generic one that I carry that I really probably need to ditch. It isn't the greatest battery, so probably gonna be looking to get a couple of new ones that will hopefully hold a charge. It's pretty hazy and
Well, it sounds like fun depending on who you are.
kind of quiet tonight. There is a slight mist in the air. It's starting to go away. I believe that was just the dew falling, so that's kind of cool that that's gone away. And because of that, it has actually started warming up a little bit, you know, as far as just the way you feel. Plus, I think having the soup and the coffee made me feel a little bit better. Alex is on the phone right now. We have complete cell signal where we're camped at, and she's on the phone with her boyfriend. So if you hear in the background, that's who she's talking to. It was interesting. About 15 minutes ago, right about 6 o'clock, we were sitting here. I was eating. I was sitting right here, and Alex was there. And I looked up and saw a flashlight moving across the trail over there, and a guy come through, heading out. I spoke to him and said hello, and he said hi back. And I asked him, I said, are you camping tonight? He's like, eventually. And then he went on his way. He told us to stay warm. Same thing. So I'd assume he's going out somewhere out that direction, going to camp. Maybe he's at Site 1 or even further down the way. I don't know. Doing a little bit of night hiking. Looked like a pretty nice headlamp. Kind of bright, kind of like what I've got. One small beam. Probably just enough to actually, be able to see the trail really good. But that was kind of interesting. So we've seen a total of like 5 people since we've gotten actually to site. There was a guy and his son, I guess. They come out and kind of walked around over there and then went back. And then there was an older gentleman come through. He had a small pack on his back and a camera, so I guess he was taking shots. Maybe just doing a small loop or something, I'm not sure. He never did come back through, so maybe he's just really tarp camping or something, because the pack was maybe just big enough for that. But then you had the other guy come through, talk about how he was going to camp. So it's kind of interesting, people actually out here. It's a Monday, week of Thanksgiving. People still like getting out. Just looked at my watch. It is actually 31.7 degrees, so we are actually below freezing right now. This is supposed to be the low temperature for the night, so I'm figuring we're going to see mid-20s. I may actually have to dump that water out. I really don't want that bladder freezing up, so we'll see. I'll check it before we go to bed. If it looks like there may be getting a little bit of ice in it, I'll dump it out so it doesn't freeze up, because I don't want it to bust or anything, and I really don't want to deal with ice water tomorrow. But right now it's still okay. But we're just now below freezing, so we'll see how it plays out. But definitely happy with that axe. And we'll take a more look at that axe tomorrow, and I'll show off my new bushcraft knife. You probably, you saw just a little bit of that, me getting some shavings, but we'll take a really good look at that as well. And definitely like that GSI coffee drip. That thing was great. I may actually end up doing another cup of coffee here in a little bit, just because trying to stay warm and trying to stay awake. Feel pretty good though. Should be a good night. Probably gonna get this fire started here in just a few minutes. So I got a really good sustainable fire going now. Should stay warm for the rest of the night now, no problem. Yeah, and the dew has settled. No longer see that mist in the air over across at that light, so that's kind of cool. It's like when the sun first goes down. I mean, if you've never been camping in the winter, when the sun first goes down and the dew starts settling, it is much cooler during that half an hour to 45 minutes until the dew fully settles. And once it actually fully settles, it feels like it warms up, but actually really it's not so much it's warmer, it's just it feels warmer because there's not as much moisture in the air. I've noticed that. That's kind of cool to see. But yeah, it's not too bad now. Got a nice fire going. It's pretty warm. Should be able to build on top of this for the next few hours and just be able to relax and have a good night now. Alex is in the tent. She's putting on the rest of her layers. Going to go ahead and get herself good and warm. Like I said, my layers are on now. So I'm good to go. And yeah, we're in for the night. Gonna have a good time. Yeah, awesome night, guys, so far. So it's about 8:30 now. We've really settled in for the night. Both of us have ate pretty much our fill. Don't know if I'm gonna eat much more. Basically, I had that, had my dinner, the broccoli and cheese soup, and then I snacked on a couple of Spam blocks, some cheese, some trail mix. Actually feeling pretty good. Kind of full now. And like I said, it's 8:30. I checked my watch. The temperature, as normal, has kind of stagnated. It's about 31 degrees now, so it hasn't come down hardly at all since I checked it earlier. So yeah, might be okay for the night. Like I said, I'm sure we're probably going to see a mid-20s, but still a really good night. Got a pretty good fire going now. Seems to have settled. We did have a little bit of wet wood that we've kind of used up and trying to get rid of, mainly because it was littering the campsite. You could tell I'd been sitting here a while, and I just figured we'd put it on there and get rid of it, so that way the campsite's a little bit cleaner for us tomorrow. And we still probably got a good couple hours worth of wood, so I'm figuring 10 o'clock, 10:30 bedtime. At least head into the tent and get ready for bed. That works for me. But yeah, it's been a pretty good night. Really do enjoy being back out here and able to enjoy the cool weather. Don't care for the nights being as long as they are right now. I think I kind of like it better when it doesn't get dark at 5:30. But if you're going to be out here in the cold weather, December, January, November, late November like now, it's just something you've got to deal with. It's really quiet in the woods tonight. Did have another, and it wasn't the same guy, another guy come through this direction with a headlamp and headed out. Looked like he was actually maybe day hiking, because he had a small pack on, not like the first guy who had a much larger pack. So I guess the first guy's camping, and this guy was day hiking, and maybe, I'm not sure where he came from. He may have actually come through before we even got here, because you can make a pretty good loop of this trail here. I'm pretty sure there's somebody out that direction, whether it's Site 1 or maybe a little bit further past Site 1 over in the woods there somewhere, camping, because I've heard them talking a number of times. I actually heard one of them kind of yell, kind of like a laugh, and they may even have a dog, because I've heard a dog out that direction too. So we're not alone in the woods anyway, still tonight. A lot of nice warm coals down in there. And we've just been slowly adding to the fire with the wood that we've got. And seems to be, like I said, a really nice, sustainable, warm fire tonight, which is what we really needed in this cooler weather. And see, tomorrow night I just checked the weather just to make sure. The low is only supposed to be like 46, so we might see like lower 40s here, because we will be a few degrees cooler. And that's gonna be a nice night tomorrow night. We probably won't even be bundled up nowhere near as much as we are tonight, which will be awesome. And we won't have to worry about things freezing either, like our our filters, things like that. So that'll be kind of nice. Today was the first day I had used my new Husqvarna hatchet, the little axe, 15-inch axe I've got, and it's definitely a different feel than the Eastwig. It's a little bit heavier, but it's kind of designed that way because the head is a lot heavier, and not so much a lot heavier. It's like an extra 3/4 to a pound heavier. And I kind of like that idea, because especially in the winter, you're able to split bigger pieces of wood, which I was able to do. It just took me a little bit of time to get a feel for it. Anytime you use a new tool, a new piece of equipment, you have to use it a few times and kind of get a good feel for it. And then, generally, unless it's just something you don't like, you're good to go. And I really like that axe. It was splitting really well there. Towards the end, when I was getting done, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I even had a few pieces of wood that I had set aside, said, I'm not sure if I can split this, because they had a lot of knots in it. And I brought them back over to the chopping block I found, and I said, well, let me give it another shot with these. And yeah, I split them right up. So I was really excited about that. I mean, I actually split wood today that I would not have been able to do with the Eastwood axe. But, you know, it is a smaller axe and it's not designed to do heavier lumber. In fact, that little Husqvarna hatchet that I have now, I actually was able to actually use 2 hands on it, which was kind of neat because that extra couple of inches, you know, makes a little bit of a difference, and I was able to get a little bit more force. And definitely, when you have 2 hands on an axe, you have much more control with it, and that was kind of cool because, you know, with the Eastwood axe, you know, I had to be careful because just being able to use 1 hand on it, it did get a little wild occasionally. I actually almost caught myself back in June when we were here for the first summer camp that we had this year. I got distracted and I actually almost caught my knee with the axe, and it's sharp, so that would not have been very good. So I have more control with this one, especially when I get onto the bigger pieces of wood and split those up. So between that saw and that new axe I have, I can split nice sized pieces of wood. But yeah, we're just going to kind of enjoy the rest of the night. Like I said, probably go to bed here in probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm starting to actually feel it. I'm starting to get a little tired. I've been up since about 6:30 this morning. You know, and we didn't do a lot of hiking, but that was a lot of processing of wood. And like I said, it has been about five weeks since we've been out. And I do tend to actually, when I'm on trail, when it's colder like this, I do tend to get tired a little bit quicker. And I think that's just a simple fact, you know, your body is actually just trying to burn calories just to try to stay warm. So you do get a little bit more tired faster, you know. And like I said, we didn't hike any today, you know, really. I mean, I don't count 3/4 of a mile a hike, really. It's just, you know, we came in to set up camp. But it's kind of neat. I kind of like having East Fork as close as it is because it's an hour and 45 minutes for us. It's really not that much of a drive. And having a place where you can come down and just come in and camp like this is kind of nice. Especially this time of year where, you know, you don't have the longer hours in the day to hike, as, you know, multiple 10, 12, 14 miles, whatever. And just being able to come down here and hike in somewhere really close and just set up a camp, and you can stay here a couple of days or whatever and kind of enjoy the cold weather. It's kind of cool. We're hoping to actually catch maybe a couple of times being out in the snow this year, so we'll see how that goes. Depends on how much snow Ohio gets. Ohio doesn't get a lot of snow compared to where I used to live, but we have seen some decent ones, so we'll see what happens, guys. Close to the end of day 1 here at East Fork State Park. It's really been enjoyable to be back out after about 5 weeks, enjoying this cool weather. Check my watch, it's about 28 degrees now, so we're definitely going to see mid-20s tonight. End of day 1 has been great. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video, and if you have, check out Instagram and Facebook. I'll put the links right here on the screen for you guys to go check those out. We'll have some pictures and video on there that you won't see here on YouTube. And guys, definitely if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And also click that notification bell because we do put up videos, and I want you to be able to catch those as soon as they come out so you can really enjoy our trips. We love sharing with you guys and are honored to have you watch those. And guys, we'll see you tomorrow in the next video here at East Fork State Park. Always remember to live your grand adventure to the fullest. Guys, take care. See you then.